painting, don't sit down just yet. We still have a lot of work to do. So to answer your question about the plug, I would go down to your hardware store. They usually carry a couple different sizes. I'm sure you can find the right size for our project. And the piece is looking nice and prepped. I'm happy with your prep work. So let's get started mixing the milk paint. I would start with a half a cup. Start with a half a cup of water, mix it equal parts, half a cup of milk paint. Pour it into your jar, shake it up, let it sit for about 10 minutes. And then you can check on the consistency and see, if it looks ready to paint. Of course, you have your zebra brush, so I would paint the piece all the way around, front and back. Wouldn't worry about the bottom or the inside of the cabinet. So we're gonna do something fun on the inside, and that will be our last step. So I look forward to seeing some paint on this piece, so happy painting.
Okay, Coach K, I got to sit for just a minute because I got something I want to ask you here in a little bit, but I did want to let you know that we got the holes filled and sanded. We picked up the little wood plug and got that in. That was really easy to do. But you've told me to get the jar to mix the milk paint in and your Chateau Interiors milk paint, how to mix that, but you haven't told me about the milk. How much milk do I put in this thing?
What? Okay, Lane. Our milk paint already has a milk protein in it called casein, so we're not going to be adding any more milk to it. So you can just mix that powder with water, but I did bake you some cookies that you can have with your milk. I hope you like them.
All right, Coach K, no milk in the milk paint because it's already got protein casein in it. All right, so I'm not gonna waste this milk. I'm gonna drink milk. And I'm waiting on those cookies to come. Looks like you were eating them, so I'm eager for those cookies. All right, let's get started painting. So we've got a half a cup of water in the jar, and then I've got a quarter cup of milk paint, and I'm gonna dip in and get another one as well. So we're gonna pour this in here. So I'm mixing up the paint. It's a really pretty color. This is pretty easy. Half a cup of water, half a cup of milk paint, and mixing it up. So I'm gonna let it sit here in a minute. Now, as she instructed, we're just gonna let it sit for 10 minutes and then we'll check the consistency after the 10 minutes. Okay, we've let this sit and now we're ready to go. It's a nice consistency. It'll have great coverage. Okay, we've got the first coat of Chateau Interiors Clark Pond Green on this piece, which by the way is a really nice color. It looks really terrific. And it is fully dry. And so my question is, do we need to put a second coat or do we need to start putting wax on this piece? There are some highlights that the paint picked up that, as you can see, are scratches on the front. And I don't mind them, by the way, but what do we need to do? Do we need to put a second coat on that, or do we just need to go straight with the wax or any distressing? So looking for you, Coach K, to tell us what our next step is on this potato bin, but it's shaping up nicely.